You're listening to the Gutsy Podcast, where we talk about all things real, raw, and ridiculous about running a business authentically. I'm Laura Wallace, also known as the Laura Aura, lover of all things inspirational, owner of Works Graphic Design, and your host on this journey through entrepreneurship. I'm here to help you get out of your head and back into action as a passionate business rock star. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday as we fuel your Gutsy. I know that you have experienced this at least one, probably way more times than you care to admit times in your life. And that is the infamous canned pitch. It's those emails that say, "Hi, Laura, I saw your website and I think that you'd be interested in new leads. Are you available to chat with me at 2 p.m. today?" And then when you don't respond, they send a passive-aggressive email saying, "Hi, Laura, I guess you're not interested in growing your business." And I'm like, you passive-aggressive asshat. This is not okay. Or on Instagram, someone will send you a DM and instead of using like your actual real-life human name, they use your handle or your tagline or whatever the title is of your page. Like, "Hi, at that Laura Aura. Embrace your gutsy. Would you love to make X amount of money this month?" And I'm like, seriously, guys, this is the equivalent of telemarketer calls. This week on the Gutsy Podcast, we're going to talk about making meaningful connections without having to use canned pitches like this. Let's face it, those types of messages, they don't work. And in the cases that they are working, it's not because they're building a relationship, it's because they're trying to make a sale. It's pressure. It's peer pressure online. And a lot of people fall for it, and that's okay. But I can tell you that it only takes about one time to experience something like this to realize, no, this is not the type of person or business that I want to do business with. I want to give you a real life example of this to really put this into context. I was on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn uses something called InMail, which is basically their version of direct messaging. And I got a direct message from a gentleman that I had never had contact with before. We weren't linked. We didn't have any similar acquaintances. He just kind of appeared in my inbox out of nowhere. So I get a message from him out of the blue. Again, never met this guy before in my life, and I know nothing about him. And his message to me comes with me at, "Hey, I'm a speaker who loves to talk about overcoming failure. When is a good time to come in and speak at your organization? Here's a link to my video. Here's a link to schedule." Now, I'm not saying what he is doing as far as his craft and his trade is wrong, but the approach and the quote unquote sell was way off the beaten path, especially for my brand. So my response back to him was, how about we pump the brakes and build a relationship first? I'd love to hear more about who you are and what your why is behind your business. Why are you doing this? And guess what? He saw the message and never responded. Now, I want to kind of dissect what went wrong here for me and what really triggers this as a canned pitch and or not coming from a place of building a relationship. First and foremost, it comes right out of the gate with an offer. Like, this is who I am. This is what I do. And I want to come do it for you. You need me. Now, I don't doubt any of those things. But again, I know nothing about this person. So the very first mistake to me is I have no idea who you are and how this is going to benefit my company. I don't know what your history is. I don't know anything about the people that you typically serve. I don't know anything about this guy, but yet he wants to come into my place of business. And this, my friends, is what I call a canned pitch. These are emotionally disconnected connections that want to speed past the relationship building side and go straight to the sale. It's a quick fix, it's a shotgun approach, and it's a form of selling that literally just doesn't work anymore. We don't live in an era where people are going to purchase from you because they feel like they're in the 11th hour or because, oh, thank heavens you showed up in my inbox. I was looking for someone just like you, and here you are. And that passive aggressive shit that I talked about earlier, well, it has nothing to do with you, first of all. Your business is not going to go under if you don't talk to them today at 2 o'clock. You're not going to lose business leads if you don't schedule a call within the next 45 minutes. I mean, the way that it's like scare tactics, like your business is going to go completely under the water if you don't have this conversation with me in the next 45 minutes. Well, buddy guy, let me tell you. You and your business were here before that call or that email, and you and your business are going to be here after that call or that email. It has nothing to do with it. They don't have like a secret magic wand or a magic blue or red pill that you can take that's going to just fix all of the business problems. No, they're trying to make a sale. And the harsh reality is, in approaches like this, it proves that they don't care about the relationship. And when you call them out or just simply don't respond, well, they're just pissed because you can see through their tactics. We live in a time where it's really easy to get swooned or have the wool pulled over our eyes, and online peer pressure is definitely a real thing. Now, I want to switch gears and let's talk about you. If you're taking this approach, and when I say taking this approach, I mean you are directly reaching out to people and saying, hey, here's who I am, here's what I do, I want you to have it. I don't want you to beat yourself up because every single step of the business process is a learning experience. And if you're not getting results, if you're not getting responses and you're not building connections, but you're taking this type of approach, then this episode's really going to help you to reframe building those solid connections. Here's the reality. The real reason you're not getting answers is because you're coming at it for your benefit, not for theirs. Today, I want to focus on you and your business and how you can build meaningful connections and relationships to help grow your business on multiple different platforms. Now, here's the really cool thing. No matter if you're using Instagram or Facebook or email or LinkedIn or whichever platform you choose to use, the formula is the same. And it's honestly as simple as this. I want you to start showing up for them first, not for you. The very first thing is you're identifying who you want to work with, right? Like maybe this is a client that you'd like to work with. Maybe this is someone that you would like to have involved in your business or you want to collaborate with, or in some form or fashion, you want to do business with this person. The very first part of this formula is to do your research. To make a meaningful connection, you have to understand who they are first. Your very first interaction with them should never be about who you are and what you do. It should be all about who they are and how what they have done has impacted you. Give them a compliment. Tell them why you follow them, why they are meaningful in your life, what it is about them or their brand or their product or their service that you really enjoy. Talk about a recent article that they wrote or a piece of content that you really appreciated. Maybe there was something that they said that really resonated with you and you want them to know that. Tell them something that they do that you're a fan of. And this could be something as simple as a picture that they took or something as huge about something that they've done in their business. The people that you're trying to build a connection with should be people that you have been watching or following or having some sort of interaction with. Not just a spin of the wheel shot in the dark like, I think I'd like to work with you today. Yeah, let's send you a message. Because in all reality, how do you know that you want to work with them if you know nothing about them? Read their website, browse their social media, know something cool from their content or something that they've recently done in the news. I mean, something. Give them something to know that you're a human. You're not a bot. You're not an automated response. You're not like somebody trying to do something. Let them know that, like, hey, I'm a real breathing human being, and so are you, and I think that we could do cool things together. But first, I want to tell you all the reasons that I think that you're a badass. One of my favorite tools to use is, especially when I'm on Instagram making direct connections, is the voice tool. So when you go into Instagram, into your direct message, or you click on someone's profile to send them a direct message, down where you would typically type, there's a little tiny microphone. If you click and hold on that microphone, you can start talking and it will record. I think it's up to a minute's worth of content. And this is a really amazing way to let people know, like, hey, I'm a real live person. I use this a lot when I am looking for guests for the podcast. And it gives me an opportunity to let them hear my voice and let them know, like, you can hear excitement in tone, right? You can hear personality when someone speaks. So this is a insanely easy and extremely free tool that can help you to build better connections online. And added bonus, it's not video, so if you're not like put together for the day or you're still in sweatpants or something, like it doesn't matter. You can do it virtually any time of the day. The next part of this formula might actually be one of the most difficult, but yet the most simple thing to do, and that's to just wait. Waiting is hard, I know, in every situation, but what you don't want to do is like overhound on somebody. So if you've sent them a message this morning and it's 2 hours later and they've not responded, it's not time to like get back in the game, right? There's definitely a period of like, okay, this person is going way overboard. Give them a day or two. Let them like digest your content and see what angle you're coming at and give them a chance to like look at your stuff. Just because they don't respond doesn't mean that they don't want to do anything with you. Maybe they just simply haven't had time. This is also a really great time to continue like researching what they do or thinking about, okay, if they do respond, what do I want out of this relationship? What do I have to offer? How can we work together? Because a lot of people are going to say, what do you have in mind? And then you're like, oh shit, I hadn't really thought that far. Use this time to think that far ahead. If they respond or when they respond and they say, what do you have in mind? How do you want to work together? Have an answer ready. Hey, I've researched this. I think that this could be a really great opportunity. The next part of this formula is to provide value and know where you do align. I want you to show this person that you're here for a reason and you're legitimate. You legitimately want to provide a value to them or their customers. So here it's really important to know a little bit about the people that they serve. How does what you do also align with that? How are your brands similar? How is your message similar? What is the common denominator between why you would work together? Send a blog that you've recently written and explain why they may enjoy it. How could that provide some value? Send a podcast episode or a graphic that reminds you of them. Like just really like showing that, hey, I've done my research and I really think that this could be beneficial for both of us. By sharing something of value that you've recently done or think that they would find value in, humanizes this online connection. Technology can really strip the personality out of things, but it can also really infuse it in as well. After you've had a couple of interactions, one of the most important pieces then is to make the ask. I think sometimes when we're building the connection and building the relationship and like everyone's like all in heightened like, oh yeah, we're going to do all the things and everything's going to be amazing. It's easy to forget to make the ask. So there's always a turning point in every conversation, and eventually you need to get really super crystal clear on what it is you want and what this is going to look like going forward. So starting with the why and follow up with the ask. So here is why I think we should do this. Here's how it's going to benefit you. Here's how it's going to benefit my customers. And are you willing to do this? Is this something that we can talk about further? Is this something that we can get on the calendar? Can we physically get together? Like actually making the ask to take things to the next level, it's on you. Because again, you showed up in their inbox. They're probably not going to drive this home. You need to be steering the wheel. A couple of suggestions for the why could be your message is clear and it would add value to my listeners. I'd love to have you on as a guest. Or your product is amazing. I'd love to talk to you about selling it in my store. Another one could be our customers' needs and desires really align, and I'd love to do a collaboration with you. Or you're in perfect alignment as our ideal customer, and I have a product or service that could help you. Here are some examples of how other people just like you have seen the success. You guys, this is all about them. It has to be all about them and the value that you bring to them, and ultimately the problem that you're solving for them. And last but not least, make it really insanely stupid easy to connect with you. If you're talking about a product, give them the link. If you want them to book up a call or set up an appointment, give them your calendar scheduling app, whatever it is that you use. If you want to talk further out of social media and more in email, give them your email and ask for theirs in return. People are not, I promise you, they are not going to go down the rabbit hole to follow up with you if you don't give them what they need. Again, they were existing just fine before you showed up. And the chances of them bending over backwards to figure out how to find you, how to connect with you, what's our next step, if they're constantly having to ask you questions like, how do I do this next? That means you're already one step behind. I want you to be very proactive in making sure that everything is lined up to say, okay, this is what I am asking of you, and here is how to do that directly. Period. Blank. Insert, paste, whatever it is. This method is so effective and so beautiful because, again, we're adding humanization back into business. And you're also coming at it from a place of guidance and help. You're not just trying to make a quick buck or trying to make a quick sale or, going down a call list for the day or cold calling and all this like crap that people used to do that just simply doesn't work anymore, at least not in a lot of industries. It tells people like, hey, I see you, I hear you, and I think that we could do something really great together. I know other people like you, and these are common problems that they have, and here is how I can solve that for you. Yes, it's still selling. Like, selling is selling, however you want to dress it up. At the end of the day, if you have something and you want someone else to buy it, it's selling. But it's a really just fresh perspective and direction on building that relationship first that ultimately results in a sale. And I'm a huge, huge believer that you never know who knows who knows who. So think of every interaction that you have and that you are making as a reflection of your brand. This is your business. This is your name. And how do you want to be known? Also think of how you feel when people come at you. I mean, if you turn these tables and someone took this approach with you in your business, how would that change your mind? As opposed to the guy from earlier on who, passively aggressively told you that your business is basically going to fail if you don't have a call with him. When you present yourself as a guide, someone that wants to help and build that relationship and connect, people will be more open to having a conversation or meeting with you or having coffee or jumping on a call. People want to do business with people, not robots or systems or platforms. Let them hear your voice. Let them see your face. Another one of my absolute favorite tools, and again, hello, free, is a Google Chrome plugin, and there's also an app. It's called Vidyard, Vidyard. And it's a very simple video platform where I click the button and it counts down 3, 2, 1, and it starts recording. And I can say, hey, so-and-so, really love what you're doing, blah, 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 whatever the message is. And then it's really cool because it saves onto its platform and you can copy and paste the link or copy and paste an animated GIF of you from the video into your email. And I tell you, my response rate when I send Vidyard videos is astronomical compared to just regular text. People's minds are blown because I've taken the time to send them a personalized video. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so free. And you know what? It's building meaningful connections. So if you have been putting yourself out there and you're saying, oh my gosh, things are just not working, I want you to really consider trying this as a method of your brand communication. How can you change up how you are approaching people? How can you change the cold calling process? How can you change the sales process to just infuse a lot more humanization and connection into your business? I promise you, not only are you going to see better results, but you're also going to feel a lot better about doing it too. Join me this Thursday as we take our power back by shitting or getting off the pot. Yep, this is some tough love stuff, something that one of my mentors gave me, and I want to pass down this lovely golden nugget of awesomeness to you. Until then, check out previous episodes at thegutsypodcast.com. And if you're interested in some one-on-one consulting, if you're stuck in your mindset or stuck in your business, I'm your girl, I've got you. Schedule a free discovery call with me at lauraora.com. And of course, until I see you next time, stay gutsy.